Hey everybody, what is up? This is my Crested Gecko warlord. He hates the camera. And today we're going to be talking about why your Crested Gecko may be aggressive. I'm definitely not going to keep him out for that long, mainly because he doesn't like the camera, and that was one of his aggressors that I noticed last time I brought him out. So crested geckos are one of those popular reptiles that are known to be easy to take care of, as well as docile and friendly. Now, just because a reptile is categorized as friendly does not mean that they're going to be friendly all the time, or does not mean that your reptile is going to be friendly in general. So I'm just going to go through some of the ways that I kind of researched and kind of found on my own through Warlord, my Crested Gecko, the ways that your Crested Gecko might be acting aggressive towards you, or reasons why they might be aggressive in general. So like I said, my Crested Gecko Warlord, he's normally a really friendly, chill dude, but there are some times, or there's only one time where I found that he was exhibiting signs of aggression that had me really worried. And that was after I cleaned his cage last and I moved his cage right beside my chameleon Carlo. So one way that your Crested Gecko might be acting aggressive, or you might see signs of aggression, is that maybe they're feeling way too exposed in their tank. So this just means that maybe there's not enough plants or foliage for them to hide. Maybe they're still trying to settle into their enclosure, and you interrupting them a little bit too early is making them act aggressively towards you. There's so many different factors to why something is aggressive, and we kind of just have to try to debunk and problem solve to see if we can eliminate those outside factors to help make your little friend a little bit more friendly, safe, docile. So as I mentioned, when I moved Warlord right beside Carlo, I did see signs of aggression. Now, the reason is because his side of his tank is glass, and the plexiglass is on Carlo's side of the cage. Now, one of my initial thoughts was maybe that Warlord is seeing a little bit too much of Carlo, and he's getting very defensive and aggressive of his territory. He hasn't seen my chameleon in a close proximity to him before. So that was one reason why I was thinking maybe he's getting a little too aggressive. Easy fix for me, I literally just taped a piece of paper on the side of Warlord's cage just to help kind of mask his view of my chameleon Carlo. So another reason why your Crested Gecko might be aggressive is that maybe they have really strong hunting skills. So like most reptiles, or all reptiles, they enjoy eating insects. So that's why I always recommend with Crested Geckos that you are giving them a variety of insects, as well as like the Pangea or Rapashi supplementation, just so that they can kind of get the best of both worlds. The insects are going to help with the predator versus prey aspect of Crested Geckos. Maybe your Crested Gecko has a whole bunch of pent up energy that they just want to let loose, but there's no way for them to let loose because there's no insects offered. So maybe try offering some live insects into your Crested Gecko's enclosure and maybe see if that is going to bring down their aggression a little bit. Another big thing that the reason why your Crested Gecko might be aggressive towards you is the way you're handling it. So maybe you're coming from above, or you're coming up too fast of a movement trying to pick up your Crested Gecko, or going towards your Crested Gecko. Your Crested Gecko is gonna feel very threatened. So some responses to being threatened, or however your gecko perceives it, is they're gonna act aggressively towards you, or they might drop their tail, which you as a reptile owner or a Crested Gecko owner do not want. There are ways that you can cope with that if he does drop his tail, but you kind of want to try to avoid any situation that has any stress on your reptile. I mentioned earlier that Warlord, he does not like my camera. He does not like my phone either, so it's very difficult for me to film him. More so just because he's gonna want to attack the camera because he does not like that little lens staring right back at him. I can totally understand that. But anyways, certain objects your Crested Gecko might not like. So maybe you have something in their cage that they don't like, or maybe you're filming them too much and they just do not like that camera being right up in their faces. I know I wouldn't. Another reason too that your Crested Gecko might be aggressive is maybe they're the odd one out. Now, Crested Geckos are normally docile, but like all reptiles, there is always a chance that maybe your Crested Gecko is more crankier, maybe he just doesn't like being handled, or maybe there's something that's internally not right with them or wrong with them. Maybe they're sick and they're acting this way towards you or in general. Now, the best advice I could give you as a Crested Gecko owner is to A, make sure your setup is 100% correct. They have tons of hiding spots. B, that you are making sure that you're going in slowly when you're trying to pick up and handle your Crested Gecko, because you do not want to frighten them. And then C, give them as much space and time as they need. You want to be patient with your reptiles. They're not going to be not aggressive overnight. It's going to take time. You want to give them their space. And then maybe hopefully the end goal is maybe a few months down the road, could be like a year down the road, that your Crested Gecko is more friendly towards you and less angry and aggressive. Anyways, everybody, I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big old thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I am going to be posting a whole bunch more videos on my reptiles. Crested Gecko, Leopard Gecko, that's below, you can't see her, and my chameleon, Carlo. He is the star of the show most of the time. But anyways, if you guys have any other reasons that your Crested Gecko might be acting aggressive or showing aggressive signs, please put them in the comment section below so that others can come to these videos that I make and take this as a learning tool in general. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. But anyways, take care everybody. Bye!